This is day 153, The Power of Leaders' Intent. A few years ago, I had the opportunity to attend a leadership retreat at West Point. It was a rare chance to learn from former military leaders, men and women who spent their careers making high-stakes decisions in rapidly evolving environments, what they would call, environments you have to adapt in. Their lessons weren't theoretical. They were principles tested in the field, under pressure, when the cost of failure wasn't just a missed deadline or an unhappy client, but real lives were on the line. One concept they emphasized stuck with me more than anything else. They called it leaders' intent. They explained that in high-stress, high-uncertain situations, teams don't have the luxury of waiting for orders. Communication lines can break down. Unexpected obstacles arise. If people are trained only to follow step-by-step instructions, they freeze the moment something doesn't go according to plan. But if they understand what needs to be accomplished and why, they can figure out the how, even in the most chaotic of circumstances. This approach isn't just for the battlefield, it applies to any organization, any team, or even to our own personal commitments. If we're clear about our ultimate purpose, we can adapt to changes without losing sight of what really matters. Leaders' intent does matter. At its core, leaders' intent provides clarity about the why behind an objective, empowering people, or even yourself, to make independent, aligned decisions, even when communication is disrupted or circumstances change. When people understand the purpose, they don't follow orders, they take ownership. They think adapt, and find solutions on their own. This is why it's so powerful. First, people focus on outcomes. Many leaders get caught up in detailing specific steps, but leaders' intent shifts the focus to results. Instead of micromanaging each action, it defines the outcome. This allows teams to act with autonomy while staying aligned with the mission. When people understand what success looks like, they can use their own judgment to get there. Second, adaptability to changing conditions. The best laid plans rarely survive first contact with reality. Markets shift, priorities change, unforeseen obstacles emerge. When team members understand the bigger goal, they don't need constant direction. They can pivot as needed without losing momentum. This adaptability is what separates high-performing teams from those that get stuck when circumstances inevitably change. Improved communication and alignment. One of the greatest sources of inefficiency is miscommunication. Leaders' intent provides a shared understanding of what's most important, reducing any ambiguity. When the purpose is clear, people don't need to second-guess instructions or chase down approvals. They can move forward with confidence. Fourth, enhanced decision-making. If people don't understand the intent behind a directive, they can only do what they're told. But if they grasp the deeper purpose, they can make informed decisions, even without direct guidance. This fosters initiative and creates a team that doesn't just execute tasks, but actively contributes to the mission. Fifth, increased motivation and ownership. People are more engaged when they feel trusted to make decisions. When a leader communicates intent rather than dictating every action, it signals confidence in the team's abilities. This creates a sense of ownership. People don't just comply, they commit. Sixth, efficiency and speed. A team that understands the goal just moves faster. Instead of waiting for approvals or clarifications, they act. This speed is invaluable, especially in fast-moving environments where hesitation can mean lost opportunity. Seventh, aligned effort across teams. In any organization, multiple teams are working toward the same overarching goal. When everyone understands the broader intent, their independent efforts naturally align. This prevents silos and ensures that even when teams are dispersed, they're moving in the same direction. So you can apply leaders' intent very simply. So how do you do that? Well, leaders' intent follows a very simple structure, and this is what they taught us at West Point. First, you define the purpose, or what they call the why. Clearly articulate the ultimate goal. Why does this matter? What's the bigger picture? People need to understand the reason behind an objective to stay committed to it. Second, key tasks. This is critical. This is the what. Identify the essential actions required to achieve the goal. This isn't about micromanaging. It's about clarifying what must be accomplished while leaving the room for judgment and execution. Third, the end state or the desired outcome. Define what success looks like. When the mission is complete, what should the result be? This gives people a clear target so they can measure their progress and adjust what is needed. This matters in everyday leadership. So oftentimes when we belong to organizations or in our own families or wherever, we don't know what the leader wants. Leader's intent isn't just for military. It applies to business, coaching, parenting, sports teams, and even personal goal setting. If you want to build a team or even a personal habit that can thrive in uncertain conditions, you need to be clear about what really matters and why. When I first learned this at West Point, it struck me that so many of my own leadership failures had come from being too focused on giving instructions rather than providing clarity. I'd expected people to execute tasks without making sure they fully understood the bigger picture. But once I started applying leaders' intent, I saw the difference. People became more proactive. They solved problems on their own. They didn't wait for direction when they hit obstacles. They found a way forward. And really, isn't that what leadership is about? Not just telling people what to do, but equipping them with the clarity and confidence to figure out how to win, even when you're not there to guide them. So whether you're in the military, the workplace, or just handling your own personal stuff, a clear intent is what allows us to stay the course, even when the path changes, which it inevitably does.